Hey, what's up? You good? Awesome. Battlefield 6 dropped huge news this week, and there's a beta. We have some new information on the PS6. It's about that time, I guess. Life just passes you by, especially when you have a console during COVID. And finally, we know when Metroid Prime 4 will be playable. All this and more on this episode of Press X Start Gamers Digest. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, DJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka I got nothing. Normally, I'd have like a Death Stranding 2 thing right now, but life has been lifing right now. I am joined by
Sean MF Ross.
what does the MNF stand for?
I'm here for the income, not the outcome.
I like that. I like that. I like that. And if you want to create an income for us, all right, now you know who we are. This is Press X Start Gamers Digest, a video game news show that condenses the most important gaming news from this past week into an hour-long meal just for you. We are live on YouTube every week when we can make it because life is hard.
But taking pictures at the beach is easy.
It is, especially if you remember to. Only if you remember to. Don't forget, you can support us by
unless
liking
you're getting
this
hit by
video.
waves.
See, she should have turned around for that instead of looking at the camera. Silly her. Don't forget, you can support us by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you are listening, we'd appreciate you leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever podcast service you're using. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. And if you want, you can join our Discord by joining at pressx2start.com/Discord. Apparently that link works because we got a new person in. Shout out. All right.
Come on.
With that, with that being said, let us jump into the gaming news with number one. Battlefield 6 open beta map and modes detailed. Trailers released. Ooh, I got a little sniffle. I got no napkin around. This is gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be a rough one. All right. Yes, that comes to us from VGC by way of Tom Ivan. So this past week, Battlefield dropped their Call of Duty Next event, and they had a ton of streamers, some big, some small. They were all playing Battlefield 6 for a few hours, and there's a ton of gameplay content on the internet now from that. Did you get a chance to look at any of that stuff?
I mean, I peeked at it, but I mean, Battlefield is Battlefield. I watched Jack Frags. He's a known person in the FPS space. I mean, I watched it, but I mean, it looks like good old Battlefield. You can't really tell until you actually get it in your hands because I mean, everybody's gonna hype it up. They want to maintain their access to early stuff, and free copies. So it looks like Battlefield.
Yeah, for sure. I watched Westy's stream. I found him through Call of Duty stuff, and he also played extraction shooters. But yeah, it definitely does give me that same Battlefield of old feel, but it's, I guess, modern. So it's like, oh, this feels like Call of Duty in some ways. Like, oh, this is actually interesting. Yeah. Wait. Why are we getting a little thingamabobs on here? Hold on now. What's this now?
We getting thingamabobs?
Yeah, What was that? Okay. I just got like a text box, a white text box with stuff. The stream that I'm pulling from is actually from Westy's stream. So he's showing there was a bunch of information that came out about Battlefield 6. One of the things being like the actual skins that would be a part of the game. They're not doing the Call of Duty thing where it's like, oh, it's Steve from American Dad or what. They're not doing that crazy stuff. It's just like, it's supposed to be grounded skins that just give a more interesting vibe to these like military soldiers. Which
I
I
literally
think
just saw a comment saying, I don't think it needs Nicki Minaj from the designer.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Battlefield 6
And it's
design.
like
Yeah.
that's a good approach. I don't think they need to do that. And of course, it's that thing of they'll probably start out not doing that, but then if this picks up steam and it's popular and it's, going on for, I don't know, years, they might dabble in some like more crazier skins, but that's after it's like settled and all that stuff. Um yeah, I'm I'm really interested in this game. I'm surprised that it has my attention as strongly as it does. Like watching the gameplay, I was like, "Ooh, this is actually really cool." Like, "Ooh, I want to try that." "Ooh, this looks really, really like fun to play." Although, I say that I'm watching a team of streamers play and be coordinated, and they
Together.
know each other
Yeah.
exactly. It's a thing of like, this is like the best experience that I'm
But
watching,
you
essentially.
don't need that in Battlefield necessarily to
Okay.
have fun.
Yeah.
Um, it's not like Call of Duty, where one person or one or two people can just be bowling over because
Hmm.
the battlefield is just so large. You're just having smaller scale wars over here in hopes that your other platoons and stuff are doing what they're supposed to be doing over there. But
Right.
it's too large to spawn trap people. You got vehicles all over the place.
I had a whole ad playing. Sorry, guys. I did not
Yeah,
notice that.
but
Yeah.
it's I can't say it's more balanced, but
Hmm.
you never feel trapped, and you have space to progress and learn and get better.
Yeah.
I think
Well, speaking of balancing, one of the old Battlefield traits was, they offer four different classes. In the old Battlefield, each class was locked to particular weapons,
weapons.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So in Battlefield 6, they're changing that up now by allowing you to have a weapons free mode with the classes or a weapons locked mode. So you'll be able to dictate which, I guess, server you want to
that's
jump
fair.
on and like,
That's
yeah,
fair. The
yeah,
purists will stick to the locked mode, and then everybody else
exactly,
who doesn't give a shit will.
exactly,
Okay, interesting.
yeah. On top of all this, I think last podcast when we were talking about this, one of the leaks, one of the rumors was that the game is going to launch at $80.
Mhm.
That is no longer the case because EA CEO says no $80 games for now. We're not looking to make any changes at this stage. That comes us from IGN. Essentially, that makes sense. I mean, Microsoft went back on their $80
Yeah.
push. The only $80 game out there now, I guess, is Mario Kart World, and that's Nintendo. They can do whatever they want because their audience is captured. Um, so yeah, I
There
mean,
are very few games that could launch at this stage and people would not balk at the $80 price. And one of them is like GTA 6 or shit, Red Dead Redemption 3.
yeah, yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
I can't think of much that could launch and people be like, all right, and happily pull out their wallet.
yeah, right. No, you're totally right. Like that's a lot of money for a video game. Um, so the other thing is this comes us from Insider Gaming. Battlefield 6 will run at 60 frames per second on all consoles, including Series S. That is pretty
Highly
impressive if
optimized.
it actually if if it works. If it works, that would be like really, really impressive. But we're not gonna they can say that this is gonna happen, but we don't exactly know until we actually play the game and it's actually
Mhm.
running on at 60 frames on a Series S. Battlefield 6 will have mouse and keyboard support on consoles. Um, that's gonna be interesting.
I hope they have a controller only lobby,
Lobby, yeah. I
and then
I
maybe
definitely
mixed
hope so too.
if you don't care.
Yeah, yeah. Like you should be able to tailor your experience and to that degree of like, okay, I only want to play with controller people. I only play mouse and keyboard people. Um, and then the last little bit of news is that Battlefield 6 will have skill-based matchmaking, but will be different per game mode. That comes us from Insider Gaming. By way of because I'm going to read some of this. Tom Henderson. No, that's not a thing. Oh, and then Portal too. So yeah, in terms of the matchmaking system, it's been announced that Battlefield 6 will have some skill-based matchmaking in the multiplayer side of the game. The news comes directly from EA from the press briefing during the Battlefield 6 multiplayer reveal event, where they broke down how skill-based matchmaking will work in Battlefield 6. It is said that skill-based matchmaking in Battlefield 6 will focus on 4 key areas: ping, player location, server availability, and some skill factor. It was said that the matchmaking factors will be very based on each game mode and player counts. It's unclear precisely what that means when it comes to different game modes and player counts. It seems like there will be both a general skill-based matchmaking system before entering a game and a teams-based matchmaking system too. How does that make you feel?
I don't know at what point like there was a general shift in what they would call skill-based matchmaking, because I thought that was always the case for decades almost at this point. Like this first Modern Warfare.
So
We've
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I actually was like looking at this and just like, oh, this is. I actually kind of had like a similar question, like when did this actually kind of start? And essentially, it was the shift between you being in persistent lobbies
Mm-hmm.
to having to jump to different lobbies each game, and they had to build a system that would pair you up with like like skilled people, so you're not just jumping into whatever lobbies and getting like trounced out and you're just like, oh, this is just bad. Because like if a person jumps into let's say like 4 lobbies, and
Mm-hmm.
in each of those lobbies they are the lowest playing or lowest like contributing like teammate, you're not going to feel good, you're not going to play the game. So you want to put they're trying to put you in lobbies where it's not necessarily like super easy for you, but you are able to compete and still feel good about like
But
playing
I
the game
feel like
essentially.
the old lobby system is how you gained random friends, because you would play in the same lobby
Oh
with the
yeah,
same people game after game for an hour or
hours.
two,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and they'd be like,
Oh yeah,
"Hey,
absolutely.
add me." Now it's
Yeah.
like everybody's just saying that everybody sucks. I mean, before it was playful banter, now it's just legit venom and
Now they
racism.
mean it. Right.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it
Yeah, but
sounds
and
stupid as
that's
shit, but I mean, it was racism isn't playful, but I think you know what I. I think you
yeah,
know
no,
what I
no, no,
mean.
no. It is. I think it's that thing of everything is just so much bigger now, where it's
Yeah,
like those chance connections is just harder because there might be more of a language barrier, there might be more of a
yeah.
ping barrier, like, and
Yeah,
they
I
I
mean,
guess they're trying
the
to,
the fuckery
yeah,
back then seemed venomous, but more innocent. Now
yeah,
it's any old person is just doxing you, swatting you. They
exactly,
they
exactly, yeah,
really mean it. Everybody's become so polarized, and everybody's trying to make clips and
yeah, yeah. And really and truly, the last thing EA or
mhm.
Activision wants is something to happen that puts their game in a negative spotlight, and they're just like, oh, okay, now we have to do damage control, or now we have to deal with the Mortal Kombat blood incident or whatever. And it's just like they don't want that. They don't want to deal with that. So they're doing these things. They're making these choices where it's like, yeah, we're putting you in these lobbies so you can have a good time, but also we're kind of saving ourselves a potential headache down the line in case something does happen.
I
But
guess.
I mean, that doesn't stop people from griefing other people because that's just what people do. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I could just sit here and just play this entire gameplay until we're done with the podcast, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because we got other stuff to talk about. Speaking of other things to talk about, number 2, leak claims the PS6 could have triple the performance as the PS5 for the same price. This comes to us this comes to us from Engadget by way of Jackson Chen. We're nearly 5 years out from the release of the original PlayStation 5, and rumors of Sony's next generation consoles are starting to bubble up to the surface. In a YouTube video from Moore's Law is Dead, the leaker shares extensive information about the PS6 possible specs, starting price, and release timing. It's always important to take these early leaks with a large grain of salt, and Moore's Law is Dead even adds a disclaimer in the video that the information was sourced from a leaked AMD presentation to Sony's back in 2023, adding that some of these specs may have changed by now. So, while Sony hasn't confirmed anything, the leaks show the company may be prioritizing lower power output and keeping costs in line with previous generations for the upcoming PS6. The video claims the next gen console will have 3 times the rasterization or 3D rendering performance compared to the base PS5 and roughly 2 times what's offered by the PS5 Pro. The YouTuber explained the PS6 is rumored to have PS4 and PS5 backwards compatibility, while potentially releasing with a price tag of $499. Interesting. That price point could be an indication that Sony wants to tap into the same success the PS4 had, which was partly thanks to its lower price compared to the competition at the time. Along with the PS6, Sony is reportedly also working on a handheld that will complement the console. According to the leaked information, the PS6 handheld will get a micro SD slot and 2.0 SSD slot, a touchscreen, haptic feedback or haptic vibration, and dual mic. That's like the Vita come back, huh?
Yeah, I'm listening to all these specs. I'm like, absolutely not. This is a wish list that somebody put
Yeah.
out, and they're just circulating it as legit news. But I mean, keep going.
Yes. The PS6 handheld rumor detail detail specs that should beat out the ROG Xbox Ally X and a USB-C port that could offer video output capabilities. According to the leak, the PS6 handheld could have a price range between $400 and $500. I'm confused about these price tags.
These are ass pull prices. Peep it.
Like,
If the ROG Ally X is allegedly going to be $1,000,
like
they're going to pull out this console. It's going to be $400 to $500. It's going to beat it on specs and have a USB-C port out. What would be the point of buying a PS6?
yeah, that seems weird to me. Okay, so just to end the article, for the PS6 and the PS6 handheld, the leaker claims that Sony will start manufacturing both in mid 2027 with a potential release date window between fall 2027 and early 2028. So, okay, we finished the article. There's a lot of words that was said. Take all of that with a huge grain of salt, like huge grain of salt. Just starting with the last sentence. The PS5, the PS6, and the PS6 handheld, the leaker claims, Sony will start manufacturing both in mid 2027 with a potential release window between fall of 2027 and early 2028. Like, that is
These are
that's
a mixture of ass pulls and extrapolated educated guesses since the PS3 came out in 06, the PS4 came out in 2013, 7 years later, PS, yeah, PS5. Like what?
yeah.
Um, they're just going off the 7-8 year release, whatever the hell you want to call it, cycle,
Yes, yeah.
and average 4 to 5. Man, whatever, man. Sure.
Yeah,
The only thing that's possibly believable is it being 3 times more powerful than the PS5.
yeah, and that PlayStation will release a PlayStation 6. In terms of that handheld, I, I don't
The
I don't think
handheld
we
will
have
not have a micro SD slot. knowing Sony,
Yeah.
it'll probably have the not. I don't see.
See,
No,
here's the
it could
thing.
have a M2 SSD slot. It could just have the short ones, the short form factors,
Yeah, like the micro
because
SD
those get.
slot. What's the max that it could hold?
Oh, that could hold terabytes.
Terabytes. Okay.
But the M2 slot, those get hot. You don't want something getting hot in your customer's
Oh,
hands. These are just. It can have an SSD. It's not going to have that. It can have storage just like the Switch
yeah,
and any
yeah.
other handheld. Wait, wait. I lie. Hold on. What the hell is it?
Yes.
Steam Deck. The
Why are you
Steam
looking
Deck.
that up?
Go ahead.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Steam Deck. Yeah, yeah. So my thing with the PS6 handheld is, do you 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 had success with what the Portal is doing. The Portal is very cheap compared to, the other handhelds on the market. I find it strange and interesting that, again, grain of salt, this could totally change by the time 2027 rolls around. But I
Hmm.
find it strange that PlayStation is like, all right, we're gonna go with the dedicated handheld experience, and we're going to push this handheld to, I'm assuming, run games natively and not have to worry about streaming. And it's just like, you could do that, or you can make a better Portal that has better connection technology or whatever.
They
You can make
don't.
Portal 2.
What do you mean better connection technology?
Sometimes I lose, like, I lose
Oh,
it.
okay. You mean to the network? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Like, just improve that. Make that a better, like, tool for us. Make that a better accessory or a better
So the
controller.
Steam Deck does have M2 and NVMe slots, but in
Oh,
the
really?
2230 form factor. So that's a short SSD.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe it could have that, but they get hot. That's why you need a heat sink on the PS5 when you upgrade it. I haven't seen how it looks in the uh,
Steam Deck.
Steam Deck. Yeah. So
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I find this interesting. Again, it's like, is Moore's law wrong with
Hmm.
this? Probably not. I mean, again, it is the thing of, this could be what they're thinking of right now. And of course, things can change. Like, Mr. Orange Man can throw even more tariffs down the line, and that just, you know, messes everything up. And then they have to pivot and they have to change, and some of these specs change or whatever. Like, it's nothing is solidified right now. So it is just like, okay, that's interesting. The the other thing, I think, taking the PS6 out of the vacuum and putting it with the other competitors is 2028. We probably will have a Switch 2 Pro or an OLED version by that time. Not a Pro,
Yeah, I don't
OLED.
see them going to pro version. That's not
Yeah, they're
something
not
they
doing a
do.
Pro. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, they'll probably have an OLED version at that time. Xbox will probably have their next PC box console thing. Tough to say what they're going to do. There was a story that I didn't include in the show notes that apparently the Xbox console is selling, like, very, very badly. But that just kind of, points the eye of, like, why are you guys releasing another console? Like, your systems, or you're pointing people to just everything's an Xbox. I don't know. So
I mean,
for
because some people may just want a dedicated console box, and
get a PC at this point. Just get a PC with the Xbox
everybody
controller.
doesn't. They don't. No, the general public wants a plug and play thing that they don't have to tinker with and fiddle with
Oh, I
drivers.
agree.
And yeah,
I agree. I just feel like Microsoft is probably going to tell people to get a PC. But yeah, we'll see. Well, like this is all this information. We'll see. What we won't see, actually, what we will see from you,
Mhm.
dear listener, dear viewer, whether you are new or returning, we appreciate you sticking around and liking this video, subscribing to the channel if you're new. If you're returning, you already know what it is. I've told you this a boatload of times. You hit the like button, you subscribe to the channel, and then you hit the notification bell. That way you will see the next time we have this whole jibber jab chit chat about games and the news that happens with video games. And then if you are listening and not watching, please leave us a review on whatever podcast service you're using and let us know that you left a review. We'd greatly appreciate that. Thank you. All right, number 3. Metroid Prime 4 is real and playable later this month. This comes to us from Polygon by way of Austin, Manchester. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is still without a release date, despite some ads formally claiming it is out now. It's not. Instead, like Hollow Knight Silksong believers, Metroid fans have had to hope Metroid Prime 4 Beyond sticks to the PS5 or 2025 release window it received last June, as the game was first announced 8 years ago. 8 years ago.
Damn.
Jeez. They're within their rights to be worried. Gee, 8 years? Was it that long ago?
I guess so.
Oh, because it had that title treatment, and like that was it for a very long time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. A recent update, however, has renewed faith that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is on track for a 2025 release date. Okay, so Metroid Prime will be playable at Fan Expo in Canada or Fan Expo Canada in a few weeks, and will offer attendees a chance to check out the new game and upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 games. So it is also to note that Metroid Prime 4 was rated in South Korea, I believe, last week. And usually when that rating or those ratings happens, the actual game release, it's like soon
That's
coming.
imminent.
So yeah, people were speculating that we were going to see a Metroid Prime 4 something in the last Nintendo Direct, but that was a partner Direct. So it's like, okay, well, do they have another Direct in the chamber to give us an update on when Metroid Prime 4 is coming out? I don't know. We'll see. For the fact that there might be a Direct or something around Gamescom, because it seems that this Fan Expo Canada is in a few weeks, but kind of lines up with when Gamescom's happen. So we'll see. We'll see. But I definitely still believe that the game is going to be coming out this year. I need it to come out this year for my fantasy critic. So yeah.
Oh shit.
Are you checking it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 4, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls PS5 closed beta ends 2 days before 2XKO's closed beta starts. This comes us from IGN by way of. Wait, is that? No. Where is this? It's right here. By way of Wesley Inpool. So this past weekend was Evo. There was a bunch of stuff happened. Armor King is coming to Tekken 8. There's another character that we talked about in our Discord, where you can join our Discord to listen and be a part of our conversations about how this new character in Tekken 8 looks a lot like Christy, and weird thing they got going on. And then Virtual Fighter, the new Virtua Fighter from RGT Studios, showed off a very small trailer, I guess, of 2 characters fighting, and it basically just shows how detailed the animations are. And like one of the hits, it got zoomed in on the guy's face, and like the lady like punched his cheek, and his cheek like rippled around her fist, and it looks really cool. But as a old school, I guess, fighter fan, I'm like, Virtual Fighter is trying to be like Tekken. I know the history, guys. I know the histories. Okay, I know.
Say
Virtual Fighter
what?
came out before, whatever. But yeah, so yeah, a bunch of stuff at Evo happened, including this beginner guide to Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. That name needs work. That name's crazy. It looks really interesting. I'm not going to show the trailer because the trailer really requires audio to understand what's happening because they're like teaching you how the game works. I
Yeah.
can just explain it, I guess. So essentially, you get four characters. It's a 4v4 tag game. It is each player, so player 1, player 2, they have one life bar. So that is essentially shared among your 4 characters. You don't get the 4 characters at the start of the game. You have to do special things like knock the character to a different part of the stage to get access to another character. Or if you lose a match, you get access to another one of your tag characters. So essentially, around the end portion of the match, you have access to all 4 of your characters. I think that's a really good system because that balances the, you know, the OP-ness of like Marvel vs. Capcom, where like
Yeah.
a person hits you once and then boom, you're dead because they just hit you with this like 80 hit combo with
Infinite.
all 3 of their characters. It's just like, all right, that's so oppressive. So yeah, it looks cool. They ended their trailer with beta access or whatever, and it's just like, oh, okay, that's cool, and it's going to be available to the people, to the PlayStation players who are part of the open beta program that they got going on. Are you signed up with that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I am too. I did that at some point when I was angry that I didn't get into marathon. Whatever, that's the past. So, just to get back to this article where they talk about how Marvel Tokon's Fighting Souls PS5 closed beta ends 2 days before 2XKO's closed beta starts. So, if you're wondering what 2XKO
I am.
is, it is Riot's fighting game that they showed last year. I want to be in a space where I can, you know,
Oh, it's free to play.
talk up. Yeah. I want to be in a space where I can talk up the fighting games because, like, in the fighting game community, it's pretty small compared to the other communities, and they all tend to play all the fighting games. But like, I would be so worried if I was a 2XKO developer because I feel like they had a space last year to really push this game and get it going. And I
Mm,
feel like whatever momentum they have created has been completely drowned out by Marvel
Marvel.
Token, the Invincible
Mm,
game. Uh,
mm.
uh,
I don't think people are gonna be playing Invincible game like seriously. That's a side thing that
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I totally agree with you. Like, I saw it. I was just like, oh, that's cute, I guess. But and then Virtual Fighter, like between Marvel Tokon and Virtual Fighter, it's like that's sucking up all of the air in the fighting room, the hot musty air. So it's just like, man, that sucks. But I hope they're able to do something. I mean, they already have an audience because they're Riot, and
yeah.
that's already huge as is. But it's just like, what's that Venn diagram intersection between Riot people and
Yeah, I was
fighting
gonna say some
fans?
of these characters look familiar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like if you've seen like Arcane, I think there's characters from
Okay,
there in
Jinx, yeah,
there.
he looks familiar.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but yeah. But back to Marvel Tokon, the game just continues to look amazing. Am I going to stick with it? No. I already know that I am going to jump into the beta. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to figure out how the system works, play a couple of rounds. If online is available, maybe I'll jump into it just to die to see like what the cool combos look like, and then that's going to be it for me. I know my place in these games, and it's definitely not first, third, or first, second, or third.
It's in the trash.
Hey, eighth place is okay. Okay. Um, Yes. Number 5. 2K Games isn't happy with the new BioShock, reports say. Oh, I did add this. Great. So this comes to us from Polygon by way of Isaac Rose, 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 Rosie, Rose. I tried. I tried, everybody. So, Take Two Interactive is having a rough time getting Bioshock 4 off the ground in its post Ken Levine era, according to a new report from Bloomberg. Top brass at top brass at 2K Games have reportedly shuffled the game's management because they're unhappy with the sequel's development. Cloud Chamber's new Bioshock game reportedly failed a review by 2K Games, which, with executives citing the game's narrative in particular, is something to be revamped. That's interesting. 2K Games is said to have removed studio head Kelly Glimore and reassigned creative director Hogarth
Hogarth
De La
de la
Plante. Oh
Plante.
my,
Yeah.
De La Plante. Okay, good.
Hmm.
Thank you there. Because to a publishing role, Cloud Chamber staff were reportedly told the studio must become more efficient. That's not good. Directive which employees worry could result in layoffs. Yeah, okay. In a statement to Bloomberg, 2K says it's fully committed to ensuring we deliver a Bioshock game that exceeds the lofty expectations of our fans. The next installment in this Bioshock franchise and the existence of 2K's Cloud Chamber Studio was announced in this is going back in the past. Yeah, okay. It's also to note that the former Bioshock director Ken Levine is now working on a new game called Judas, which looks pretty Bioshocky at a new studio, Ghost Story Games, who is also that game's also being published by Take Two. So
That's funny.
I I don't know. This is a weird one. The fact that it failed the review because of the narrative and how the narrative need to be revamped is kind of strange. Have you played Bioshock before?
I played the demo of number one because I'm the demo
Okay.
king, and then I
Mhm.
only played Infinite because PlayStation gave it out free for some reason. It was on the PS3, so I played it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I only played the demo of one and then three by Infinite.
Infinite. Okay. Did you beat Infinite? Like, did you like it? Like, what was your experience with
Yeah.
it?
However, I believe two. Like, I don't think people liked two
Yeah, no. People didn't like
because
two, but they liked Minerva's Den. I think that's the DLC for two. And like that's apparently supposed to be like, oh, one of the best DLCs or whatever. But yeah.
yeah, but like the story of BioShock, I don't know if that lends well to like a multitude of sequels. I think
Yeah.
he
There's always a lighthouse or something.
yeah, I don't know. Did you play it?
I did. So I BioShock Infinite was my first BioShock game,
Hmm.
and I played it. I beat it. I thought it was a pretty cool game.
Hmm.
When it got to the end and it got really heady, for lack of better words, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. There's always a lighthouse. What are we doing here? What is going on in this
So
game?
the first
Everything
game
is clicking.
started on a burning boat and you were headed to a lighthouse and you kind of descended into the game.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that stuff I knew. Like I
Yeah.
understood about, like, I think her name Emily and like all that stuff and the main character or whatever. Like, even in like the twist of Infinite, I enjoyed that. I thought that was cool. But it's like after the twist, they told more story, and like that more story part, I'm just like, all right, guys, I think someone needs to put down the Kool Aid or something because this is getting a little trippy. But yeah, if Ken Levine, the creator of BioShock, is working on a game that's being published by the same publisher that's supposed to be working on BioShock 4, it's like, why would you do BioShock 4? Just put the money into
His game.
Judas.
Mm. Not because franchises are a tried and true thing, DJ. That's why you're not a bean
Yeah,
counter.
that's true. That's true. I guess I should figure out how to be a bean counter. Look up YouTube or something.
Anyway,
Number 6. Despite killing Wonder Woman and reportedly losing over $200 million on live service games, Warner Brother is hiring for a new live service game. This comes to us by Games Radar, guys. We're not gonna stick too long on this because if the child can't figure out what they're doing wrong, timeout. This is by Ashley Bardhan. Bardhan.
Sure.
Yes. So yeah, as the title suggests, it's pretty straight to the point. Warner Brothers is trying to do another live service game, so they're hiring for a live service person, even though they've lost so much money on Suicide Squad. Also, they had to shut down Multiverses. That was also a live service game. So I guess third try is where they're at right now. I don't know. Do you have any feelings on this at all?
They probably have to make this stuff to keep the license or something.
You're right.
And
You're
they're
probably
just doing
right.
this and claiming, although they lost quote unquote 200 million, which I think that's untrue. Because even
like 200 million, it should be more or less.
less, like, hold on, I'm curious now. Hold on.
It's like, I think that's untrue.
Keep going.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of you talking about, oh yeah, you figured out something?
Spider-Man's 2's budget was roughly 315 million.
Oh yeah.
Was that right?
Yeah, because that was part of the Insomniac leak.
I don't see how they put 200 million into Suicide Squad and like didn't do their homework to see that this is what the people wanted. Like,
I appreciate that you're like, the math just doesn't math. Like, I don't understand.
Did you play
it? No. See, here's the thing. I didn't play it, but I watched about 2 or 3 hours of it because some channel I watched, they were playing the game, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch this just to see what it's like. Even though the gameplay is pretty repetitive and it's very like bare bones, the trailer or the CG cutscenes, very well done.
That had to be where money went to.
Yeah, I can see like 180 million going into those cutscenes, and then they're like, hey, do what you will with the rest of the money. Good luck.
They can't just take a popular IP, throw hundreds of millions at it, and we're gonna get rich. Like, at some point, somebody has to fun test it. Like,
yeah.
People are waiting to buy things now, or there's a common theme going around online where it's like, remember, don't pre-order. People are actively resisting pre-ordering things, even if it's their favorite thing.
Yep.
Even if it's after Cyberpunk, they're like, who can you trust? After
right.
Anthem,
Right.
who can you trust? Like, nah, man. They gotta be doing some of this shit. They're doing this Hollywood accounting to get the insurance money. Did you know that Star Wars wasn't profitable?
What do you mean?
The original trilogy wasn't profitable.
Oh, really?
I mean, it was profitable, but it wasn't profitable on paper.
Yeah.
So that way they didn't have to pay out certain things. They didn't no.
Yeah.
This is some
interesting
gamey shit. I don't see them losing 200 million. Because if they lost 200 million, they sold some copies.
Yeah. I mean, it
So that means that they put more money into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It I don't know. It's one of those things where it's just like, sure, man. Like you guys are gonna try and make another live service game. I guess I don't want to wish you guys the best of luck because I feel like you're gonna squander it. So it's just like
It sold 24 million copies.
Suicide Squad sold 24 million copies. Who is the source of this? Strip them of
Hold
their
on. No.
credentials.
Unless
That's
that's
crazy.
Hogwarts Legacy. I'm not sure.
Oh, that sounds like Hogwarts.
I'm gonna find them numbers. I'm gonna find them numbers.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Yeah.
lying. Somebody's lying. Somebody's
I don't know
lying.
who, but I got to send an email. Somebody need me fired. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say
Mhm.
other than now it's time for the quick hits. Number 7, Starfield reportedly targeting PS5 release in 2026 following weak sales of first expansion. This comes to us from VGC. Not surprised. Not surprised. I think Starfield did well because it was on Game Pass, so people didn't have to necessarily buy it. But the expansion, I believe you had to actually pay for, and that didn't go so well. So yeah,
I bet.
yeah, I don't really got too much to say about that. Yeah, that's it. That's it for the news. Now let's jump into what we've been playing. Sean, what have you been playing? My eye is burning. Oh my
Um,
gosh.
I've been dabbling in Donkey Kong and mobile games, man. I'm
Okay.
in a period of because I'm moving soon.
Yeah.
I'm not really playing too much of much, but
Mm-hmm.
it will be Donkey Kong when I get back into something.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I actually haven't. I mean, I've been doing my Gundam dailies, but I really haven't had the time to dedicate to either Death Stranding 2 or Donkey Kong. I actually play a little bit of Death Stranding 2, but I mean, I'm at the point now where things are happening, cool things are happening in that game, but I don't necessarily want to speak on it because it'll be spoilers kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I'm having a good time with that game still. I'm having a good time with Donkey Kong. I feel like at this point, I'm probably going to try to mainline Death Stranding 2 and get that out the way because I turns out I'm like 60 or 65% done with that game.
Hmm.
So I'm like, all right, well, let me focus on this, get this out the way, and then I will have Clear Obscure Expedition 33 to beat. And then while I am, getting reacclimated to that game, I can use Donkey Kong Bonanza as my cooldown game.
Yep.
Lord knows I'm gonna need one. Um, so yeah, that's gonna be me for a bit. In terms of games coming down the pipeline, I just saw, I guess before we podcast, we were talking about Shinobi Art of Vengeance and how that game looks pretty cool. That actually comes out the end of August, so I'm I may actually just get that. I might get that on the Switch too, actually.
Mm.
Yeah, that actually might be a good Switch 2 buy versus on my PS5.
Yep.
But
Yep.
the trophies though. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Well, we'll find out
I
of
doubt that's a
that.
game you'd want to platinum, so go ahead and get it on the Switch too.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not gonna sit there and try and get all the kunai in the people's eyes just to get all the. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Words. It's late. Okay, it's late, and I need to finish my Gundam dailies. All right, so I gotta wrap this up. Speaking of which, this has been another episode of Press XR Gamers Digest. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as you enjoyed making it. Don't forget, you can support us by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Don't forget, you can leave us a review on whatever podcast service you are tuned in on. If you are listening, even if you're not listening, even if you're watching, just pick up your phone, go to our channel on whatever podcast service you're using. I'm pretty sure we're there. Subscribe, leave us a review, and be like, I'm doing both at the same time. Cool.
Yeah.
Praise me. And we will. We will praise you. Just gotta tell us first. Yeah, and then you can join our Discord by going to pressx2start.com/just. Let me say it slower. pressx2start.com/Discord. Can't say I never did anything for you. Yeah. Until next week. Be safe. Keep playing. Stay safe. That second part, boy. Bye.
Peace.